Today we are going to look at Kuva weapon Valence fusion, the road to stack up the damage to get the maximum damage out of your Kuva weapon. I have a new core, a toxic new core, and today I'm going to max it to the 60%. That involves the stacking of 4 new core into 1. But many doesn't know that the sequence of how you apply the fusion actually matters a lot. And today we are going to look at how we should apply those fusion to get the maximum yield with the lowest number of copies. The rule of thumb to follow is actually to always start with the copy with the highest damage, followed by the lower damage, using the lower damage weapons as the ticket to get the 1.1 stacking. Bear in mind, the fusion is not accumulative, as in a direct sum of the damage of the two weapons. It is more like a selection of the higher weapon times 1.1, and which one to start matters. You would always want to start with a higher damage number. Let's look at the calculation. Here we have a best case scenario following the rule of thumb. I have 3 weapons with these numbers, regardless of the damage type. The damage type you use as the last will be the damage type you have in the end. So keep that in mind. Let's say I have existing weapons with 35% damage, and I have a new copy that gives me a 46%. I would use the new copy with the highest number first instead of the smaller ones, as you can see from here. If I don't do that, I may need to do another 2 to 3 rounds. Easily 2 rounds. And here's the calculation why. I start with the highest one. I would yield a 50.8%, about 51. The subsequent stacks will be based on the higher number, which is from the previous stack, times 1.1. This is just a mere ticket to initiate this upgrade. So in the end, I would easily reach a max cap of 60% by the 4th weapon. In contrast, if I have a 35.6 and I start with a 25.2, this will be the stacking, and I actually end up at only 50.8%. And I may need 2 more to max it out to 60 if I am getting all these low numbers at the range of 20 to 30. So keep this in mind when you do your fusion. Do not waste your time. Use the high damage weapons to your advantage to get the maximum damage in the lowest number of runs. Let's do the actual fusion and see. I will start with the highest number, fuse it, damage increase, in this case I have 2. One is heat damage, the other one is toxin. I wanted to test the heat damage, whether it's useful or not. Stacking together with radiation and corrosive. I kind of want to stick to corrosive and radiation only for the bigger number that you can proc. And so I would consume the heat first, keeping the toxin for the last when I reach my 60%. This is how it's stacked. For the corrosive actually goes down because of losing the toxin damage. I think I want to do a testing in simulacrum with this, although it will not be accurate because once the number stacks it will vary a lot.